into compound interest, which is just earning interest on interest. And figure 3.1 from the book, also slide 12 from the PowerPoint from chapter 3 that's uploaded to the homepage, I think does a pretty good job of illustrating the effects of compound interest over time. And it clearly points out the difference in what you earn from just simple interest versus earning compound interest. And in this example, we've got a $100 initial investment earning 6%. And so at the end of the first year, you still have your original deposit of $100 plus the 6% interest, $6 added to the top of it. So your balance at the end of the first year is $106. Year 2, you have that same 106 plus you're getting the 6% on the base amount plus the compounding, which is represented in blue. So 6%, if just earned on a simple interest basis after 10 years, would have gotten you an extra $60. So the $6 per year times 10 years plus your original $100 back, you would have walked out of that bank if you had only earned simple interest with $160. But because of compounding, because you earned interest on top of the interest on interest, you actually walk out of the bank with an extra $19.08. So with compounding, at the end of 10 years, you have $179.08 instead of just $160. So it doesn't feel that dramatic when we're only talking about $100, but increase the dollar amount of the initial investment, or increase the rate, or increase the time, and it makes a big difference. The other example of this is in the slides regarding the Manhattan purchase. And the Manhattan purchase, which I need to find that slide. Here we go. There's an example in the book that talked about the fact that Manhattan was purchased in the 1600s for $24. So who the heck knows if that was a good deal? Well, you could figure it out. And you can figure out if it was a good deal by using the formulas that are provided in the text, and also this guy right here. So I like to use Excel, and I did use Excel to calculate this out. But we look at 3 different interest rates to determine, in my opinion, whether or not Manhattan was a good value for $24. And personally, if we assume that the inflation rate on average annually since 1626 is 3%, which probably it isn't exactly. I'm going to guess it's a little higher than that. I don't know. They weren't capturing data back in the 1600s. I suppose somebody's probably figured it out. But let's just say that inflation has been 3%. So we can figure out in today's dollars what that same purchase would have looked like. So if we do that math, we find out that, hold on a sec here. Sorry. Here we go. We're on slide 27. So on slide 28, it lays out what the factors are that you're going to put into your financial calculator. In this case, we're calling the number of years 383. Personally, it's been longer than that if we use 2018 as the date, but we're going to roll with the slides. So $24 invested at 3% per year for 383 years means that that would equate to $1.98 million today. Well, I'll be damned. I would totally buy Manhattan I would leverage anything I had to be able to buy Manhattan today for $1.9 million. Now, if we decide that inflation was actually 5% per year, then in today's dollars, that $24 purchase would actually have been more like $3 billion. Still a pretty good deal. I doubt very much I could borrow $3 billion though. And The book's version of this little word problem is, what if instead of buying Manhattan, this person back in 1626 invested their money in an S&P 500 fund? They didn't actually say that because it didn't exist back then. But let's imagine that they got 8% per year return for their money. Well, then it would be worth 151 trillion today, which the book claims, it can value, it has a value on Manhattan. It's saying it's a lot less than that today. So this person back in 1626 would have been better off investing in an S&P 500 index fund because they would have made more money. Regardless, the point is time and interest rate make a big difference in how much that investment is worth, either if we're looking forward into the future value or in today's present value. Those are big levers to pull.